Trajan Langdon's going to take it the length of the floor and try to get it off. He doesn't have a lot of time here.
Pressure from Jones. Langdon trips, and UConn has done it. El Amin comes over and says, we shocked the world. Folks, you got to believe, because just when people say you can't, you can. And UConn has won the national championship in its first attempt in a final. Napier, wow, right over Aaron Harrison.
Here's Giffey, top of the key, and they hit back-to-back threes. With 5 seconds, and this most improbable tournament run comes to an end with a UConn championship. The Huskies once again are in basketball heaven.
Long before winning 4 national championships in the span of 15 years, expectations at the University of Connecticut were slightly less lofty than national title or bust. They wouldn't even make the NCAA tournament. The goal was simply to avoid the 8-9 game. That all changed with the 1989-90 season. Nothing would be the same for the UConn men's basketball program thanks to the Dream Season. Featuring interviews with players, coaches, and media personalities, along with archival sound clips, the Dream Season podcast will attempt to document the amazing story of that team and the impact that they left on the program. I am not a journalist, a writer, or a podcaster. I'm just a UConn fan who remembers being at senior day at the Civic Center as an 8-year-old in 1982 for Corny Thompson's final home game, and I was a junior in high school during the Dream Season. This is simply a passion project for me. In early 2021, I went for a walk listening to Rod Sellers on Jared Kotler's wonderful Connecticut Scoreboard podcast. That episode rekindled so many memories of that season. I found myself wishing that someone would take a deep dive into the Dream Season, and by the time I made it home from the walk, I figured, why not me? I started researching immediately and soon was interviewing key people via Zoom. After some stops and starts, the show is ready to go. My goals for this podcast are to simply tell the incredible story of that season in a compelling way, and to help those of you who were around for that season relive some fun memories. And if you weren't around, to learn a little about a seminal moment in UConn history.
Edwards jumps out on Smith. They find George. Back rims it. Sellers an offensive board. Smith wants it. Got it outside. It's 10-0. It's 12-0. And Georgetown wants time.
So subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and be on the lookout for the first episode soon. Thanks for listening.